back. It's your favorite Brazilian here, okay? If you're new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Oh, that feels so weird saying. So basically, all different attachment styles stem from childhood, okay? So if you had an emotionally absent mom, if you had an emotionally absent dad, it's really no surprise that you get attached from 5 seconds of eye contact or a little dusty high five. The thing that's going to make the most sense here, the thing that is going to keep all of them together, is the fact that they all have a different routine and they all give you some kind of sense of identity. So if you're the kind of person who, oh, well, I don't trust nothing, I don't trust nothing, you're lying. You do trust something. You trust the routine that you think is keeping you safe. There's kind of like this little like home feeling, or like, you know, a familiar feeling that is romanticized a lot more than it should be, because that romanticized, oh, this feels good, this feels home, is the exact same feeling that's keeping you there. And what I'm talking about here is dopamine. So dopamine is a chemical in the brain. It's basically the feel-good chemical. And it can be as addictive as substances, okay? It's kind of like how when people say love is a drug, they're not lying. It's literally a drug because you can get addicted to it. Into the definitions, I took notes prior to doing this video because I have a passion when it comes to talking about attachment styles because of how long I've suffered from it and the way that it's affected my relationships, my job, my life, okay, and how to recover from it, because there is a way. And I know that right now, the way that you feel, you probably don't feel like there is a way, but there is a way, and we're going to talk about it, and hopefully it makes sense. If not, I don't take it personal. There's multiple other creators out there. Maybe their style of explaining it and offering it to you makes more sense, and that's okay too. Secure attachment is the balance between relying on your partner and meeting your own needs. Basically meaning you have a lot of moments of emotional intimacy, of connection, of I feel so close to you, and you don't freak out when the person isn't close to you to give that, because you know how to emotionally give that to yourself. You have the tools. It's kind of like when you drop your kid off at daycare, and you know, the secure attachment is the kid who's not going to cry and freak out once their parent leaves, and the anxious attachment is the one that's going to freak out, make a scene, make it a bad day for everyone because they don't know how to regulate their own emotions. As I said, it stems from childhood. It stems from not having your needs met. So it makes sense that 50% of the population has secure and the other 50% doesn't, because we don't control what we're born into. We don't control what environment we're born into. We don't control who our parents are. And sometimes that can be a really beautiful thing. And for other people, it can be very heartbreaking and damaging, truthfully. Avoiding attachment is a child ignoring their needs in hopes that their partner, their caregiver, is going to be close, okay? So very much like downplaying situations that you know are bothering you, downplaying feelings that you know you're having for the person, but you're purposely pushing yourself and the person away so you don't have to deal with them. Been there, done that. You're talking to a top 5 ghoster. I'm scared. I'm scared because I like you, and I know that you like me, and that's scary because like can turn into love, and the last time I've been there, let's not take that trip. And there's not a promise that you're here tomorrow, so get close to you for what? And I know you're probably listening like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. That's the exact same thing I do. Stop being a dumbass bitch. You come on this earth to experience love. You come on this earth to be love, okay? Part of it is going to hurt. It is what it is. It's better to accept it, and then that way those same moments that you're crying over can be that much more beautiful, because you have the acceptance that no, this isn't going to last forever, and it's not meant to last forever. When you think about it, all we really have is right now. But let's just use this black dresser, for example. Right now, I can touch this dresser. I can touch this dresser. I can touch this perfume bottle. I'm here. This exists. This exists. I exist. Okay, cool. If I was to get in the car and go and hang out with somebody, I would only be able to imagine this black dresser. I would only be able to imagine the perfume. I wouldn't be able to touch it. I wouldn't be able to feel it. Okay? So part of the reason why everybody is so attached is because you live in your mind. You live in these fantasies, these memories that you're either replaying or, and women, don't be mad at me when I say this, because you know that I know that you know that before you go to sleep, you fantasize about different situations. It's a fact. It's a fact. Maybe it's about dude at the mall that you saw, that you did a quick little look back. He did a little look back. You guys are never gonna talk again, but you're gonna think about him. Or maybe it's the man that you be on the phone with. You're gonna think about him. You're probably imagining your wedding right now, and whole time he's telling his friends, "Nah, bro, we just chilling. Like we just, you know what it is. We chilling. It's really nothing. Like." Now come and tell me I'm wrong. Come come and tell me I'm wrong. Oh, okay. These 3 different avoidant attachments, including anxious. Anxious attachment, it stems from abandonment fears. It stems from care-related inconsistencies. It also stems from a pattern that was repeatedly shown to you that there's no guarantee that this person will be here or won't. Basically meaning, you know, when something's about to happen and you have a thought about how it's going to happen, your thought will never match your reality, simply because your caregiver, or maybe your partner in the relationship, or maybe your friend, whoever's watching this, maybe you're dealing with friendship issues. This can also apply to friendships. There's been multiple codependent friendships that I've been a part of where we literally could not go 5 seconds without each other. Whether we argued, whether we hit each other, whether we screamed at it didn't matter. We had to be together because things didn't feel right when we weren't. Why? Because we were depending on each other for those small moments of, I'm home. This feels, I feel so comfortable. This feels so familiar. It's none of that. Because you know that the person isn't going to come through or not, you start to make your own ideas of how to give yourself some kind of reassurance. Okay? So my personal ones that I was using was text and validation. So spamming my story and just getting addicted to the likes and the comments and whatever, and text from, you know, meaningless talking stages that really don't mean anything, but in my mind it's like, okay, well, if they respond to me, then they like me. If they respond to me, they can. No. Texting, anyone can text. A serial killer can text. Take as like a effort that someone's actually putting in, because texting takes no effort. Why do you think so many people text each other when they're bored? There's no actual feelings there. They just need something to do. They just need something to touch and swipe. It really doesn't mean anything. Okay, calling, coming to see me, now that is different. So detach yourself from the text, because it really doesn't mean nothing. Put D&D on and use it for what it's worth. Use it for what it's really meant for. Whether there's a text there, whether there's a response from this person is not in your control. So why are you setting yourself up to be disappointed? Why are you putting your phone on D&D when you keep checking if people are disturbing you? What's the point of D&D? You silence his message and then you freak yourself out by constantly checking it. You're setting yourself up for disappointment, sweetheart. Come on now. They're busy. They have their own lives, their own independent lives, their own independent things to do. The same way that you have your own independent life and things to do. So instead of worrying about if he's texting you, text a friend to go hang out and get drinks. Text your mom and see if she's okay, if she ate today. I don't know. Get home and clean your makeup brushes. When was the last time you did some shit like that? Okay? You're choosing to stay there and to be attached and to think about this and think about that. You have the choice to do other things. Your life is just as important as theirs is. So why are you setting yourself up to be disappointed? They're not required to meet your expectation. Just because you sit and bitch about if you got a text or not, that's not their problem. It's yours, because you keep checking. And the more time that you have to create your own peace, your own sanctuary, your own area where you don't have to be bothered by that, the more every time something goes wrong, you're going to run to that area. You're not going to run to this. You're not going to run to this. And this, and this, and this. You're not going to run to it. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe this doesn't count, because this is a disease. If you're addicted to that, you're cooked. Not this, though. I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this. This, cooling, chilling. This, you're cooked. You're cooked. Oh, and dopamine is also the reason why no contact feels like a death. It feels like you're grieving somebody even though they're very much alive. Is because after that dopamine chemical has been in your brain for so long, okay, and you're constantly activating it, you're constantly feeling that, it's gonna starve afterwards. So it's normal to feel sad. It's normal to feel like you want to die. It's normal. But when you get like that, it's up to you to decide if you want to stay in the same environment and the same habits that are making you feel that way, or if you want to get up, put your big boy pants and big girl pants on and go and do something that's going to bring you some type of fulfillment, some type of peace. This is why people who have purpose are literally unstoppable, because they understand that it's bigger than them. And no contact, only the strong survive. That's why every time that there is a situation of no contact, there's somebody who is gonna break it, and there's somebody who is going to keep it. This person might come back, but this person kind of won in the beginning because they're not actually going back. They're standing on their word, which is causing the other one to, oh my God, where is she? She always comes back. Not this time, babe. Not this time. Not this time. This time I'm living. This time I'm working on myself. This time I'm happy where I'm at. I'm free. And that's how you guys should view it. Like the whole point of detachment, what makes it easier is when you realize that you're freeing yourself of something. And even though it's going to be uncomfortable, that is part of the process. You're supposed to feel a little uncomfortable. You're supposed to, okay? But you're not uncomfortable because you're grieving the person. You're uncomfortable because you're grieving the routine. For example, if you're talking to somebody and you call and text each other at a certain time every single day, once you realize that that communication is no longer going to be had, you're going to want to tweak the fuck out. Why? Because you're going to wake up tomorrow, your body and your mind is going to remember, hey, at this time me and this person talked and we're not talking. So now the dopamine is just starving itself. This is why it's important to implement your own kind of dopamine. This can be unique to you. Everybody's feel-good chemical is unique to them simply because different things make us feel good. The thing that might make you feel good don't make me feel good. Childhood is key. Why? Childhood, you didn't have the problems and the situations that you have now. Or maybe you did, but maybe the people who caused it weren't there. I'm specifically speaking about friendships and relationships here. Before you met your friend, before you met Timmy, before you met John, before you met Daquan, before you met Keisha, before you met Jennifer, before you met these people, you were fine without them. So as I'm sitting there and I'm watching the show, I'm like, oh my God, I really used to love this show. Like, this show used to bring me so much happiness. Ding, ding, ding. Happiness is the word. Oh, I was able to bring myself happiness. I was able to provide that for myself. So this person is not my, okay? You see where I'm going with this here? Okay. Okay, I folded during no contact multiple times. I called that man 44 times. I said, oh, he don't want to pick up? Oh, so he want 44 times. This is a safe space, okay? If you're a crash out, welcome to the motherfucking party. Another thing that is a very, well, for me personally, it's a very important factor on learning how to detach and learning how to, you know, not cling to things so much. Stop making trauma bonds with people who are clinging to the same story and the same identity that you have. If you're an anxious attachment, why are you hanging with another anxious attachment? If you're an avoidant, why are you hanging with another avoidant? You're filling your environment with the same routine that both of you have been conditioned to believe that, oh, this is keeping me safe. Oh, I'm protecting myself somehow. Why? Because you have control over the situation. Once you accept you don't have control over any situation, any person, things get a lot easier. You're not meant to have control. You're meant to kind of just go with the flow, and all the emotions and the feelings that come up with going with the flow, you're meant to have. They're meant to be there so they can teach you something about yourself. They can show you a different side. You can learn a new lesson. Every time you take an L, you grow. Every time you take an L, you grow. And I'm not talking just, you know, career-wise. I'm talking emotionally. Every time you take an L, every time you feel like why do you think you get finer each time? And smarter. And wiser. And now when your friend comes around, she's dealing with the same situation and she doesn't have the knowledge that you have from your current situation, you can apply that. So it's really all about perspective. If you keep seeing things from such a negative point of view, such a negative light, obviously you're going to keep putting yourself in negative situations. Oh, I don't trust this person. You trust the fact that you don't trust that person. Does that make sense? You're not going to understand me. You're going to understand me. You're going to understand me. Okay? You're trusting that pushing this person away is keeping you safe. You're trusting that if you force this person into loving you, maybe something can work out. You're trusting that idea. You're capable of trust. You just need to know where to place it. This is where discernment comes in. What is worth your energy? What is worth your forgiveness? Everybody is going to hurt you. Pushing people away in order to not get hurt is unrealistic. Everybody is going to hurt you. Everybody's going to hurt you because they don't know you. And when you're getting to know somebody, different sides are shown. Okay? So if they upset you, are they worth your forgiveness? What do you value worth your forgiveness? Instead, bring yourself around people who are the opposite. Get yourself around somebody who's secure within themselves. I'm talking emotionally, I'm talking physically. Observe them. How do they move? Okay? Does your friend bring the man up every chance she gets? Every single topic of conversation is about the man and how he's not choosing her? Does she completely shut down because she didn't hear from the person all day? Does she bring up hanging out every single day? You feel like the friendship is draining you. You suck your teeth every time. What? Damn, you guys are going through it again? Damn. Yeah, but I'm going to call you later, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to go lay on my bed. I'm going to call you later. Coming up with any excuse just to get off the phone, the person is draining you. The person is draining you. Does she present herself in an insecure way? Okay, is she always asking for emotional reassurance? Is she always asking for validation on her appearance? Is she acting different when different people come around because she wants the validation from them? They're happening in your mind. They're not happening in the right now. They're not happening in your actual existence. So why waste any time thinking about it? So for the avoidant attachment, the key to detaching is also within your routine. Okay, so for avoidance, instead of disregarding all of your emotions and all of your feelings the way that you were taught to do as a child, you're going to recognize that you're the adult now. Nobody is here to control you. Nobody is here to, unfortunately, sometimes even take care of you. Recognize that you're the adult now. This is a blessing. This is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I know it can be overwhelming trying to control this and trying to control that and taking care of myself here, taking care of myself there. Sometimes it could be a lot, but it's a blessing. The fact that you're alive and breathing and have a working body in order to do so is a blessing. So it's a blessing to be able to have control over knowing what you need, okay? And also being the same one to give it to yourself. Nobody knows you better than you. You know when you get in an argument and you're kind of going like back and forth with somebody and they say something and you know it's not true, but they keep trying to make it seem that it is true. You know how defensive you get. You know how entitled you get. Like, what are you talking about right now? You don't even know what you're talking about right now. You know when you bring that kind of energy here. Yeah, I know what I need. And what I need is to get away from you. You know what? I know what I need. What I need to do is mute story, boom, peace, out of sight, out of mind. You know, so you get to be the one to be like, okay, but I can give this to myself. And this can be simple things, like don't overthink it so much. Okay? For example, me, I journal and I ask myself, okay, what do I need today? I let my body and my spirit talk to me. And sometimes all I need is a good snack and a childhood movie. And I'm back. And I'm back. Okay. Instead of dismissing and downplaying your emotions with other people, you're going to release your emotions when they come up. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to scream. If you're not in a place where you can do any of that, find a place and go do that. You're going to release them because nobody is here to judge you. Nobody is here to judge you. Why do you keep judging yourself when nobody is even judging you? Nobody's even paying as much attention as you are. You're giving a fuck for what? They don't. And you're setting yourself up for disappointment every time you think that they do. Because where's the actual proof that they do? When in reality, you're being shown the opposite. So believe what you're being shown, okay? Believe what you're being shown. Trust. Anybody can do this. Anybody can give you words. It doesn't mean anything. You're not weak for having emotions. You're not weak for feeling something, okay? So please stop using type shit for every sentence when I'm trying to have a deep conversation with you, when I'm trying to understand what gave you all this armor and what made you so, oh, I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nobody. Cut it out. Cut it out. I'm not here to hurt you. Jesus Christ. Avoiding physical closeness, honestly, I don't want to say that this is going to apply to men. I know maybe some men, but most men are actually going to want to get as close to you as possible, because that's going to be the only source of emotional connection and closeness and love that they're going to feel during those 2 minutes. And then as soon as it's none of that. They don't even want to look at you, because it's like, damn, like I just did that. Like, that's so nasty. Like, now he's looking at you like, I can't believe I just did that, bro. I really cannot. Like, I gotta go. And then you're just never gonna hear from him again. Unless you got that good, he'll be back. But that's all he's coming back for, bitch. So why are you laughing? Why are you bragging about it? Why are you going around like it's something to be proud of? If pussy is all you have to offer, okay. Do you want a cookie? Mean nothing. Don't let these hoochies on social media make you feel any different. With all the songs of, oh, my coochie this, and my coochie this, don't get me wrong, it's fun to have a good time, but don't let it get to your head, because it's not real life. It's not real life. I see bitches with a BBL outside maybe like once every 2 months, maybe once a month if I'm pushing it. Other than that, I see real women, stretch marks, cellulite, all of that. Don't let society make you feel like you gotta be anything that you're not, because what's the point? Oh, and just because you slow, it does not mean he loves you. I don't know what little girl needs to listen. I don't know what little girl needs to hear this. I'm gonna be your big sister real quick. Just because he's fucking you slow does not mean he loves you. I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you've heard. That doesn't mean nothing. He's trying not to bust. He's trying not to bust. He doesn't love you. He doesn't love you. Especially if that's the only way you guys are connecting. The only time you feel as close to him is when you guys are doing the do. When you guys aren't doing the do, you guys are sitting there, can't even carry a conversation. You feel like you're forcing a conversation. You're actually trying to talk to him. He type shit, and things of that nature. Yeah. So basically, the entire point of this video was to try and get you to understand that you live in your own little world just as much as everybody else does. Everybody else in your world are just side characters to your world. And I mean this humbly. I'm not trying to say that you should go and treat other people like you're better than them. Treat other people like they can't even compare to you. They can't, but in a humble way. Everybody's different. Everybody is unique in their own kind of way. And so the person that you're overthinking about, they're probably just busy. And if they're not, if they are generally ghosting you, we've all been there before, okay? When it comes to getting ghosted, there's the ghoster and there's the ghosted. The ghosted is gonna lose her fucking shit, because now she's sitting and she's thinking that something is wrong with her. Well, what did I do? Where did he go? Damn, maybe you did say this. There's been multiple talking stages that I've had that I was genuinely considering getting to know, and they said that one thing, and I was like, you know what? My soulmate would have never said no dumb shit like that. Ever. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it's part of life, babe. Rejection is part of life. You're going to get rejected. I'm not trying to say that you should go and set yourself up for being rejected. That's when it's going to hurt some more. But when it does happen, just know that it's an experience. It's part of life. It's not meant to be as hurtful as you're trying to make it. And it's nothing necessarily wrong to you. Everybody's opinion is subjective. The way that one person feels might not be the way that another person feels. This is why people who have been in toxic relationships and who have been really horrible people give people really bad experiences, and then they take the time and they grow and they become a better person, and then they go and give somebody else better experiences. This is why maybe the relationship with him, where he was treating you like you were dog shit and not even giving you any time of day, is gonna look different when he's with old girl, because maybe his mindset is different now. You ever heard of the taxi cab theory? Which is basically like, I don't know if this applies to men and women. I haven't done that much research on it, but I'm just gonna give you like a general like statement on what it is. Basically, it's people meet you at that point in their life. So if he's in that fuckboy phase and he's with you in that boy phase, why do you think loving him harder is gonna make him change? It's not. He has his mind made up. He showed you that. So why are you trying to teach him? Are you a mommy? Is this your son? Because you're teaching him all the wrong things. If you are going to teach him how to treat you. Teach him that this is not going to fly. Teach him that you're not going to play with me when you want to. You're not going to pop back in when you please. Because I'm not going to be there. Teach him that. Teach the friend that keeps stepping all over you and stepping all over your boundaries that there will be no friendship if she continues to do so. Okay? And only the strong friendships, only the true friendships survive this. Why? Because at the end of the day, if you're authentic in that moment, you let that person know what it really is. You give them one clear, communicated don't with me, and they with you, and you let it slide, you're cooked. You're cooked. There's nothing wrong with forgiveness. Okay, cool. But listen, when a person is continuously playing you and not giving you the time of day on purpose, and you're coming back, you're definitely teaching them something, all right? You're not teaching him to change. You're teaching him how to make you look like a dummy. You're teaching her how to make you look like a dummy because you're taking it. You're not saying nothing. You're not speaking up for yourself. You're not a kid no more. Nobody's here to speak up for you. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to get in tune with that inner child and those feelings that he or she felt, okay, that she never came to terms with. Come to terms with them, feel them, and use them to your advantage, because now you know what you need. Now you know how you feel. There's